Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dr. J, and I am back with another homeschooling STEM video, and this one deals with one of my favorite topics, food, and one of my favorite nerds, Alton Brown. I am just a big fan of science wherever you can get it and however you can do it, and I think doing a food science course is just such a great way to homeschool STEM. And what I would recommend if you want to tackle a food science course in a way that's going to be really, really thorough for your children and also really fun is to take a look at Alton's books. He has these Good Eats books. This one is the early years. It goes through like the first 5 seasons. Then we have Good Eats. This is the later years. And Good Eats the middle years. Okay, so he has 3 books out, and the books are great because they follow the seasons exactly. So the first 5 years are in the early years book, and this is like Good Eats. This is the first season, so it's really good to have the seasons on DVD. I know Amazon Prime does have some seasons, also some complete seasons as well that you can just get from streaming. But having the DVDs is great because you can watch an episode and then grab the book and go through the book and just learn a lot of factual information. It also includes the recipes, how we did it, different substitutions that you can make. So while you're learning about the science of the food, you can also be testing out your skills and becoming a better cook. So it's just a win-win for all, I think. One of the things that I really love about the books is that they are chock full of just really good information. They have historical information. They have scientific information. Like, for instance, I did not know that we used to grow rice in the United States. Okay, I did not know that, southern states, Louisiana, around in those areas, that was a lot of rice. There was a lot of rice growing that was going on there. I had no idea until I read this book. So, and then looked it up, and wow, it was really true. So, another thing that I really like about the book is that he explains why you do what you do. Like, for instance, we know that you're supposed to wash your chicken before you use it, and you're supposed to, have a, specific cutting board, and you're supposed to clean your cutting boards in a particular way. But, this section here talks about, what is cross-contamination, why is cross-contamination bad, and what can we do to avoid it. So that's just, it's just really great information in there. Another thing that I like is he has a section for each area, and it is called, these are called knowledge concentrates. Okay. And for instance, this knowledge concentrate talks about sucrose. And what is sucrose, what does it do, why do we have it, why is it important, and it goes through the science behind it. See these pictures? Let me try to get up close. So it shows you the makeup of sucrose, and what makes it up and how the body uses it, and so this is not like just, okay, we're just going to be making bread and we're going to call it science. No, this is real hard science that your kids are going to get from this book in just a really, really cool way. So I would say if you're looking to do science, especially that middle school science or early high school science, and your kids are kind of like burned out on physics and chemistry, and or they just don't feel like they can do it. Food science is such a great way to tackle chemistry, and in a less intimidating way, because sometimes when you say you're going to do chemistry and your child picks up that book and they start to see all these numbers and letters and words that they've never heard before, it can be overwhelming. But if you tackle chemistry through food science, it's something that's familiar to your child. They can see reactions a lot easier. They can manipulate the outcomes a lot better. So it is just such an amazing way to get your child comfortable with chemistry. So if you have a child who isn't really sciencey, they don't really like science, they feel intimidated by science, food science is a great way to go. And I would definitely recommend using the Good Eats books. If you have a child that is sciencey, but they're a little bit younger, food science, again, a great way to go. And if you partner it with the DVDs, it's really just fun as well, because he has a really great personality. In addition to, being a science nerd, he also has a background in television and a degree in theater. So he can really put things together in a way that's entertaining but also educational, which I think is something that's really important with STEM. Remember, I told you guys that with STEM, it's all about doing. And you can, when you do food science, you can do every single thing in the book. There is nothing that you have to say, oh, well, Homeland Security might knock on my door if I go looking for that chemical or something like that. You're not going to be in that sort of situation. And even if your children are young, I mean, there's nothing dangerous about making bread. There's nothing dangerous about, making your own ice cream and, and playing with these different ingredients. Unless you have food allergies, got to do my disclaimer. So I think that food science is just a phenomenal way to do science, hands-on science, good hard science that your children will be able to utilize and use, and it'll stay with them. And these books are phenomenal. I mean, y'all see they're thick. These are not small books at all. This one has, just under 400 pages, and every page is just packed with lots and lots and lots of information. That's just, really cool, really fun. Another thing that's really cool in the books is it also talks about how they did the different episodes in the DVD. So it talks about, okay, these are the props that we use to make this. This is why I use this particular prop. Here's how many times it took me to make this recipe to make it come out that particular way. Here are some things that I learned after I did the show that make the recipe better. Here was people's reactions to the recipe. So you just get to really understand, what was going on behind the scenes, why he made the decisions that he made, what he would do differently, what advice he has for the home cook and trying to do those things. So it's just all around a really, really fun way to tackle a solid science topic. And that's really one of the big things about STEM. You don't have to do it the same way as everybody else, but STEM has to be done. It has to be hands-on. It has to, in order for the knowledge to get really embedded into your child's mind, they have to experience it. It's not enough to just read about it. It's not enough to, just kind of observe it. You have to get hands-on, hands dirty into it, and food science is such a great way to do that. So, hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box below. This is Dr. J, and I'm out. Bye-bye.